that the Christian New Testament has the greatest amount of credibility as being a historical piece of ancient literature. In fact, it is the best attested ancient piece of literature in the world, not just religious, just even classical.
Yeah.
So with this way, we went step by step.
Okay.
These 10 questions, the first 3 are asked of the writings, and the next 7 are asked of the flesh and blood founders.
Do you recall what the questions are?
Oh, yes. All the 10?
Run them for us.
The first one was, what type of literature are you? The second one, would you throw out a challenge for me to find out if you are authentic in your claims? The third one, can you describe a top feature of your writing, because I want to know whether it is clearly supernatural. Those were the 3 to the writings. To the founders, I started off with, what is the highest claim you make for yourself? What is the highest claim you make for yourself?
For example, very good man, prophet, son of God.
Sage.
Yes.
For instance, Muhammad said he was the seal of the prophets. When you come to Jesus, there's a line and a distinction. He claimed to be God.
Yes.
Now, at that point, you really have to be astounded. This is different, absolutely different.
Yes.
He's not claiming to be a sage, he's not claiming to be a benevolent man or a prophet or even a lawgiver.
Yes.
He's claiming to be God.
Yeah.
So that was the question. What is the highest claim you make for yourself? The second one was, what is the mission, in a nutshell, what is the mission that you have, that you want to accomplish as a founder? Then the third one was, okay, you've given us these teachings and these philosophies and these doctrines. How did your own life compare to your own teachings?
That's a very good question.
It was an acid test.
Yes.
An acid test.
Yeah. You taught this, but how did you live?
How did you live
Yes.
according to the principles that you yourself have taught? Then we went on to the question of how long was it given to you to make a statement to the world? In other words, how long was your ministry? All of them had long ministries, except for this man, just 3.5 years.
Yes.
And he made a statement to the world in just 3.5 years.
Yes.
That was incredible to me as I made that study. All of them had 25, 30, 45 years to say what they had to say. This man, 3.5 years.
Yes.
Then we looked at the birth, and here is where he really didn't come out all that great. In fact, he was the only founder who was born illegitimate.
Yeah. Put that in quotes, yes.
That's right.
The other ones had a little pedigree.
Good pedigree.
Yes.
Honorable births.
Yes.
This man, questionable. In fact, in that society, if we looked back at the time he lived, that was a moral stain to that family and to him. I don't think he ever lived it down, because if you read the record, he went to the temple, and when the priests and the others did not want to agree with him, they said, look, we were not born of fornication like you. It followed him. But the question over there is, really, if you think about it, if he really was God and came down to the earth to be born of a woman, then actually one of the ways such a being would be born would be without an identifiable father.
Yes.
Because if the mother and father was identifiable, then he's like you and me.
Precisely, yeah.
So the very fact that he's called illegitimate
legitimizes him.
He just might have a father outside our realm.
Yes.
The next question was, how was the ending of that life? How did it end? Every one of them had honorable deaths. This man, criminal.
Yes.
amazing to me, because when we looked at the good points, he appeared to be standing by himself on the good side. And when there was a questionable thing that I was looking at, once again, all by himself, even on the questionable side.
Yes.
He seemed to be different from all the others. The last point in this study was what happened after death.
Yeah,
There
those are telling
came
questions. Very
now
much so, yes.
now the real parting of the ways at that point. Of course, we could look at it and say, could this be a mythological story? But that we settled in the first question itself. It's not a mythological story.
Yes.
It was written by people who were witnesses. And in our definition of a legendary piece of literature and a mythological piece of literature, the witnessing generation cannot write mythological material.
Right.
It has to be generations past.
Generations past, yes, after
So
the
at
event.
that point, when you look at this very almost unbelievable story that a man could die and rise up again, I had to look at it from that point of view, that this is a historical writing. I cannot dismiss it as a legendary or mythological writing.